All right, hello there and welcome once again. This is Farm Life and I'm so excited to be on this video with you. And today I want to do something very important on my farm. Of course, as you can see, I have with me here this giant machine and I want to do something very important, and it's also important that I share with you what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how you should do it to have the best results and efficiency as far as poultry farming is concerned. So today we want to be talking about debeaking, and on this video I will share with you what debeaking is all about. I'll show you key takeaways about it. I'll give you my personal experience. I will share with you why we debeak birds. I'll show you the step-by-step procedures on how this thing has to be done if you are considering doing this on your farm by yourself. Of course, you've got to watch this video to the end so that you understand fully how this thing works. Even before coming in here, there are preparations I've made for the birds. There are things I've given to them to make sure they are okay, and there are still preparations I'll do for the birds after I'm done doing debeaking. So this is Farm Life, and if you're new to the channel, come on, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you get notified each time we drop a video. All right, welcome back. So personally, I'm sure you know that I have two batches of birds on the farm. I have these birds here that are getting ready to start dropping off their eggs, and I have my other older batch of birds in there. And for those older batch of birds, one of the things that I've painfully gone through is watching my birds eating up each other. It's called cannibalism, pecking, vent pecking, and all of that. But it was so painful because I had to see my birds not killed maybe by the breakout of a disease, but they eating up each other. And summarily, when I look at the factors that contribute to cannibalism and all of that, it's evident that my debeaking was not properly done, because that was my first batch of birds, and come on, I was learning. Learning never ends. So I was actually learning how debeaking is done, and I was so emotional when I was doing it. I was afraid of causing pain to the birds, but at the latter end they caused a lot of pain to themselves and even to me, because there was a period when on daily basis I lose birds on the farm. Birds eat up, at times 2 birds, at times 3 birds. Birds literally eat up another. That is why we are here for debeaking. And what is debeaking? Debeaking is also called beak trimming, right? So debeaking is simply the process of trimming or removing a portion of the chicken's beak. Yes, I'm intentional about the word a portion. You don't have to cut out the entire beak. Of course, you are removing a portion, and when we look at this, when we look at this bird, you see that the beaks have not yet been trimmed. So we are here today to make sure that we trim those beaks and make sure that there's a fair and a safe environment here for everybody. And why do we do that? Why do we go ahead to trim the beaks? It's primarily to prevent cannibalism and to prevent pecking. Yes, you see, in my very short journey as a farmer, I started farming just last year. That's my first batch of birds there, and this is the second, and come on, wait for the third. So in my short journey of being a farmer, I've seen a lot of things. You see, there are things that I never imagined that could happen. I've seen birds literally peck off feathers on the skin of another chicken, literally until the bird moves around. I have a few birds there that they almost move like they are naked. They have almost no feather on them because the other birds at a certain point in time kept on pecking and removed a whole lot of feathers on them. So in debeaking, we are here trimming the beaks to make sure that there's no cannibalism, there's no fighting, there's no pecking, vent pecking. The birds don't eat up one another. Believe me, birds can eat up one another. If you have heard it from somebody and you doubted it, hear it from me. I've seen it, I've experienced it. Birds eating up one another, birds eating up another bird to the point of death. So one of the very important things, or the most important things, perhaps if you are experiencing cannibalism on your farm, consider trimming the beaks of your birds. There are several ways through which birds are debeaked. Primarily, I know of 3 ways. We have the infrared method of debeaking birds, where light beams are used on very younger birds to trim their beaks. We have the scissors method of trimming the beaks, where a debeaker that looks like a scissors is used actually to trim the beaks. And we have the hot blade method, which the beaks are slotted into a machine that has a very sharp and yet very hot blade, and the blade cuts it and hits up the beak. So those are the 3. And what I'll be doing here is I'll be using my machine here, my debeaking machine here, to do the hot blade method of debeaking. And then, as I've earlier mentioned, it is very, very necessary, most especially if you're into the deep litter system of keeping birds. If you're doing battery cage, and you have one bird per cell, it's okay, you necessarily might not need to debeak. But if you're in an environment, if you're raising birds in an environment where you have more than one bird, and you want to prevent cannibalism, number one, and to prevent pecking, you must try as much as you can to debeak the birds. Yeah, because cannibalism has devastating effects in a poultry farm. I tell you, the financial loss is so painful. You know, to raise birds from day old, week 1, week 2, week 20, and week 30, and when those birds are supposed to produce, another bird eats up, or a group of other birds, they eat up the bird. So cannibalism is not even something you want to experience, and I'm taking this exercise more serious because, as I earlier mentioned, I've experienced it. And even before we go practically to do that step by step, what are a few things you should consider before debeaking your birds? Yeah, debeaking can be done at different stages of the bird's life. Yeah, but with the hot blade or scissors method, it can be done at any particular time, most especially above week 12. And should, in case you already have birds that are laying and you discover that there are signs of cannibalism and feather picking there, it's okay to debeak the birds. Yes, it's true that for maybe 1 or 2 days your production is going to go down because of the stress that the pain is going to cause their beaks, but after that experience, everything is going to stabilize and they'll stop killing each other. So what are you to do? The first thing that I've done is that I've given my birds vitamins. That's an anti-stress supplement to make sure that they are okay, they are not stressed out, because come on, it's painful. And they'll have that before I debeak them, and they'll still have that after I've debeaked them, and I'll have to monitor them closely every day to make sure that they are recovering and to make sure that they are fine. I know that after this debeaking process, their consumption of feed this afternoon is going to drop because of the pains, and maybe from tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, everything is going to be balanced again. I already know that. So after making sure that the birds have anti-stress supplements or they have multivitamins, you should make sure that you disinfect the blade. Perhaps if the machine you're using doesn't belong to you, maybe it's coming from another farm, it's always very, very important to get the blades disinfected. And with that said, we can dive to see practically how this is done. So again, as I conclude on this, give your birds anti-stress supplements or multivitamins, disinfect the blade, and observe and monitor the birds closely even after they have been debeaked, so that if there are things that you need to attend to, if there are health concerns that you need to attend to, you should attend to. If a bird is bleeding too much excessively, you should be able to attend to that. All right, so here I have my machine. As you can see, it's already heated up, temperature control here. The speed of the blade is controlled on this other side, and all that I need to do is just to take the beak of my bird and I insert on this bigger hole, because this is the hole that best suits the size at which I want to trim the beak. So that is just what I'm going to do, and go. So as it goes up, I slug and the beak is trimmed, and that is it. So that is how we have had it on this video. Thank you for watching the video to the end. And if you are new to the channel and haven't yet subscribed, come on, go and subscribe. I will share with you every bit of my journey in the poultry farming industry. I will share with you every bit of that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turning on the notification bell so you get notified each time we drop a video. If you're considering starting up a poultry, or you have a poultry already and deep litter poultry in an environment like mine, debeaking is very, very important. You can go ahead, follow the steps that I've outlined in this video, and make sure that your birds are debeaked. If you cannot do that, or if you don't have access to the machine, you can always call a veterinary doctor or a vet or a poultry specialist to come and do that for you. You can hire them and they come and do that for you, and everything is going to be fine. So thank you, God bless you for watching the video up to this end, and from here we say bye bye. See you on our next video.